Hi everyone, today is a different kind of video, it's a little bit longer and it's a full analysis of the movie Rio. I hope you like it, let me know down below and enjoy. When you think of Rio, you think about the beach, Carnaval, the Amazon forest, music, colors, soccer, favelas, big Jesus, and of course, crime. And all of these things are in the animated movie Rio, made by Blue Sky and directed by Carlos Saldana, the same guy behind the Ice Age series. So everything a person thinks about when they think of Rio is in this movie. And that's a good thing, because people will feel smart if they think of Big Jesus, and Big Jesus is in the movie. I know it's Christ the Redeemer, but Big Jesus is more fun. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I think this movie is not good. It's okay at best, because it has a lot of elements that are just bad and the music semi good. So sit back and get ready to listen to me talk about this movie for an hour. Of course, every movie has a positive point, and Rio has some good things too. So let's start with the good things and get to the rest later. The movie has color, and a lot of it. The colors feel like Brazil to me, and I've never been there, but it still gives me Brazil feeling. It feels warm, flashy, inviting, and like a party. And it's good because the whole movie is about a party. A huge party called Carnaval. 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 The carnival parade segment looks good, it feels big, people are actually enjoying it, just like the real thing. And I've looked it up and it looks really similar. The street with all the seats on the sides. And it's all because of the director, Carlos. He is from Brazil. Rio de Janeiro, even. So the whole city feels realistic, which has been done perfectly. You see the beach that is always crowded in pictures and videos. You see a tiny bit of the Amazon that is full of life and color. And you see the slums, which is a big deal in Rio. And there's where most of the crime takes place. And in the movie, you will follow these bird poachers. So those are the good things: Carnival and the city feel. So in this movie, you have a kid, Fernando. He lives in the favelas, and I think he has the best story of the movie. He has motivation, he makes a change, and it makes sense. And yeah, he's the only character that makes a change, in my opinion. Learning to fly is not a changing character. Fernando goes from stealing birds to helping Linda and Tulio to track them back. And I wish it stopped there because, yeah, the weird family thing at the end it's weird, you know. They don't know the kid. They know each other for a max 4 weeks. And yes, I know it's 4 weeks because Jewel broke her wing at the end, and it takes 3 to 4 weeks for a bird to heal. So that's Fernando. He's cool. The other good good character is Nigel. That's the villain bird. He is scary. I was afraid of him when I was a kid, and still now he is intimidating. His performance is great. His song was okay, was cool, and he eats chicken. He's a cannibal. He's sort of a cannibal, and that's awesome, you know. Who else did a great performance was Jamie Foxx. Yes, he is in the movie as the little yellow bird, Nico. The song with the whistle, peak song, nice. It felt romantic, and they really made time for the song and didn't rush anything. Blue and Jewel had really the time to develop their looks and their feelings for each other in that little song. And yes, Blue fumbled the bag, but it was still romantic, I guess. I think that was all the good stuff I could say about the movie. Again, this is my opinion. It is an entertaining movie, I will admit it, but let's dive deeper into the story, and you will see why it is not a good movie. Now it's time for the movie. I will go through it and say my thoughts on it. I will give a small recap about the whole movie. I hope you'll follow, and I will dive into the details later. Bird is blue. That's his name, Blue, and it the color is blue of blue. Blue gets taken from the Amazon. He falls from a truck in the winter in Minnesota. Linda finds Blue, they're best friends for years. One day, this dude, Tulio, finds them and says Blue is the last male of its kind. They need to go to Rio for a breeding program. Linda says no, but then they go anyway. Blue gets put in a cage with Ladybird, there's Jewel. They get kidnapped, they're chained together, they escape and have a big adventure through Rio. They somehow fall in love with each other and they know each other for like max 2 days. They get taken again, they're put on a plane, going away to be sold or something, but they escape the plane, and there's the good ending. They find Linda and Tulio again, and they have kids at the end. Oh, and also Blue couldn't fly for the whole movie, except for the last 2 minutes, I think. Well, that was the brief introduction of the movie, the whole storyline. Now let's go into detail. We start with the whole singing thingy in the Amazon, and you see Blue all by himself. Where are the parents? Where are the siblings? Nowhere to be found. It looked very empty in that nest. So yeah, Blue falls out of the tree and he gets kidnapped. But also, how did the bird poachers get so high in the trees that they can snipe birds from above? So yeah, Blue gets taken to Minnesota. He was only in a wooden box and it's like freezing winter there. It's a miracle Blue didn't freeze to death. Then the box opens and you see a little kid. That kid is Linda, the best friend of Blue. But how did she open the box? It was shut down with nails or screws, but she opened it with her hands. Maybe she has super strength or something, but they don't show it for the rest of the movie. But hey, let's go. Linda is grown now and also is Blue. And we start with that she's waking up. Alarm goes off. Nobody likes it, so she slams the alarm. But there is still noise. And guess what? Who it is? It is Blue, and he imitates a car alarm for the fun. And now it is fine. Now it is fine. There's an annoying noise that wakes you up when it's your best friend, the bird. So yeah, you see the bookstore. Looks cool and fun to shop at, I guess. It's just an average bookstore. It's not special. But there's only a bird in it or something. I don't know. So Blue gets comfy and he gets his hot chocolate and with marshmallows. How does he not die drinking that? Chocolate is very toxic for birds, even in small doses, but I guess Blue is built different. Then this guy shows up, Tulio. I don't know how he found him, but he's all the way from Brazil, from Rio, and he says, "Come to Brazil." Just like 9 out of 10 comments under artist Instagram posts. Linda says no, but a little later she looks at Blue and she's like, damn, we need to go to Brazil. Yeah, it's all for a breeding program between Blue and another ladybird. So they go to Rio, it's all fun, it looks fun, it's colorful. But Blue gets sunscreen on its nose. I am no expert, but I thought only skin could get sunburned. And I don't think beaks can get sunburned. I tried to look it up, but nobody asked that question. But I do, so if anyone knows it, let me know. So yeah, they're on the way in the car, and when the car stops because there's carnival, just postpone the adventure for a week or something. Wait after carnival. Linda doesn't know about carnival. I thought it was common knowledge that they had it there, but she's American, so explains a lot. Kidding Americans. Well, when they're standing still, two birds come to Blue, and they are Pedro and Nico, and they ask about, are you here for carnival? Nah, they are going crazy, but Blue says, no, I'm here for a girl. Pedro and Nico are like, damn son. They talk about how to flirt with a girl, Brazil bird style. So yeah, let's go a little forward. Blue meets Jewel, Jewel's the ladybird, and Jewel almost kills him. She's like, oh wait, you look like me, and you're American? Ah, now it is fine. Anger issues, for sure. Then my homie Blue, being Blue, with no game, he tries to kiss Jewel. There was no indication that it would happen, that she's into it. They know each other for like 2 seconds. It's not a good look for Blue, so Jewel almost kills him again. It's valid. Don't try to randomly kiss someone. So they're all getting freaky in there, and Tulio is like, oh damn, they're getting freaky. Let's get out of here. At first he was all about it, from they need to breathe, they need to breathe, come to Brazil, they need to breathe. And when it's happening, he just walks away. Well, it's night, so Tulio and Linda leave, and we get introduced to the security guard. He is like, yes, I'm the best around. And he snipes a fly with a pencil. So yeah, it's late at night, so he's watching football and listening to the radio, and then Samba comes up. So he gets up and he rips his clothes off his body, and he has a gold fit under it. Why? I don't know. Why go up and dance? You have a job to do, not dance in a shiny gold tiny underpants thingy. But hey, I guess the weakness of every Brazilian living is samba and carnaval. It works on birds and humans. The guard gets down, he's knocked out, and the door opens. So Jewel makes a run for it, and she's trying to escape. She disappears. Blue's like, huh? Where ya at? And then he sees a kid and he gets kidnapped. So Blue and Jewel are kidnapped, and now we're getting to know the criminals. The motivation they have is for money. It's a valid reason, I can't argue, they live in the favelas, so every little bit of money helps to have it better. But how did they know two rare birds, the last of their kind, were there together? I don't know, but hey, they just know. There's an opportunity to escape again, and Jewel tries again. But she gets sniped by Nigel, out of the air. Nigel is the white cockatoo thingy, and you think van, hey, why can this fat bird do that? But it's valid. Nigel, the cockatoo, he can fly up to 70 kilometers an hour, and Jewel, the bluebird, can fly up to 56 kilometers an hour. So Nigel is is much faster. Fun fact, I guess, Nigel is a bird, but he eats chicken. Legendary. Even the criminal in the movie says, "You're a cannibal." It's just badass that the villain does it. It's really a power move, you know. And when he's done, he goes to all the caged birds in the back with the bone of the chicken just standing there. Absolute cinema. Then Nigel sings about how he was the most beautiful and popular bird in Brazil. A little bit back to Tulio's bird dungeon. Nigel was there, and nobody knew. I thought the bird lovers would know that because Nigel was apparently a big thing in Brazil. But hey, just happens. So after the little song of Nigel, Blue uses his brain and he opens the cage. He didn't tell Jewel he can't fly, so Jewel tries to fly, but it didn't help. With a big chase scene, and Nigel flies then into an electric pole that's connected to whole Rio. So the power cuts out and nobody can watch soccer anymore. The main question is, why is there one pole, and when it's destroyed, all the power in whole Rio goes out? And how does Nigel not die there? You would think if all the power of Rio goes through that pole, there will be a high voltage and a lot of electricity, but the bird just survives. Nigel is built different, man. Eating chicken, getting electrocuted, but still being alive. This is just that guy. Blue and Jewel escaped and they go up a mountain to sleep. Why go up to the mountain? If you had the time to walk up the mountain, why didn't you walk to Linda? It doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, Linda and Tulio place flyers everywhere that Blue is missing. The first thing I thought when looking at it, why so many posters? I know you have a forest, the Amazon forest, right outside your doorstep, but you don't have to cut that many trees, you don't need that much paper. Well, next morning, Fernando shows up, the kid who kidnapped the birds, and he's showing up with the feather of Blue. And Tulio's like, I don't know if it is the feather of Blue. Let me do a freaky thing with it. He eats that thing. He just sucks it off. I know you're a bird freak, but why do you need to taste the feather? You haven't tasted blue, I think, I hope, but you know that it is blue because of the flavor of the feather. So back to Blue and Jewel. They try to break the chain with a big rock, but it fails because Blue blew it. Why don't you try again to do that? Just do it again. You've time enough. And there's nobody except a toucan named Raphael and his 7 kids. He is a Chad. He's a good guy. He knows everybody and he knows someone who can break the chain. So they go on an adventure to Louis, the guy who can break the chain. And now it's monkey time. We see the monkeys. The monkeys are dancing and they're stealing stuff from humans. So yeah, they steal everything and they have a big party. It's a monkey party and the monkey party looks fun. Monkeys know how to party. Then Nigel recruits them, so they need to take Jewel and Blue. So now the monkeys are in this movie too and they're going after the birds. Not another fun fact, the monkeys are called marmosets. They look super cute in real life and nothing like in this movie. Here's a picture of it. I need them in my life, you know. Raphael doesn't know Blue can't fly, so he's like, you need to fly together. Just you one wing and the other wing. Raphael, the wingman of the century. He gets them close. Blue doesn't like it because it's not aerodynamically possible. And last minute before jumping off, he chickens out, and so they fall off a cliff. Now, they have big plot armor and they land on a wing glider coming by. Then we have a cool segment in the movie. You see Big Jesus and the city from above. And so there's a magical moment and Blue ruins it again by falling off. But after a long fall and tumbles, la 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 la, they survive. Plot armor again, and they almost killed 20 people in the meantime. But hey, I guess that doesn't matter. We reunite with Pedro and Nico, and they take them to the bird party. I'm gonna be honest, the monkey party looked more fun than the bird party, but it's still a big vibe, you know. But Blue, being Blue, he thinks about the health code violations. Why would you think about health code violations in the middle of Rio? But hey, new song time, and again, samba is mentioned. You could have guessed the song is about samba, just like all the other songs, I think. So everybody's dancing, and so is Blue. His body just takes over, and for the first time in this movie, he is doing something good. He is dancing with Jewel on his own. He doesn't need help from a wingman. But the party is cut short because the monkeys ruin it. There's a monkey versus bird fight. The monkeys lose big time, and it was a short fight. I wanted more monkey moments. We see the aftermath of the fight, and there's still one bird, and Nigel catches the bird. The big question is, why is the bird there? Why didn't he go home with everybody else? We had some good times, but now, peak movie moment, the whistle song. So, the boys, Pedro, Nico, Rafael, they try to help Blue, but Blue just can't do it. He is just not made for girls, I think. He's just meant to be a loner with Linda. First, Blue is showing that he's sweaty. Okay, cool. Then saying his eyes are beautiful instead of Jewel's, and he then chokes on a leaf. Well, things happen, and they get loose of the chain because of the drool of the dog Louis. Blue and Jewel are free, and everyone flies away, and they leave Blue. Based, to be honest. Blue is weird. I would leave him too. But Jewel has a soft spot for Blue after talking for 2 days. And they're trying to talk. Blue, it's okay, you can't fly, we can still be together. And Blue be like, I hate samba, I don't like you guys, bye. Jewel flies away, but gets sniped again by Nigel. How did Nigel know where they were? Like, okay, he know they were at Louise's place, but how did Nigel know that Jewel was so high in the air there at that point? Blue hears this and he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna save Jewel. Like 20 seconds ago, you were mad at her and you didn't want to be with her. Now it's carnival time. It's my favorite point in the movie because it means the movie is almost over. We go to Linda and Tullio. I can't remember why they want to get in, but they steal costumes, and guess what? Both costumes are blue macaws, just like Blue and Jewel. That is a big coincidence. Wow. Well, Tullio the bird lover, he goes crazy in a costume. He sees himself. He's like, "Damn, I'm sexy now. I'm going to be a bird." But he sees Linda dressed as the ladybird, and you just can tell Tullio, he is fired up. There is he is raging down there. They go into the parade. Linda is kind of kidnapped. She's forced to go up a big car thingy, and she's forced to. I don't believe I'm going to say it. She is forced to shake her tushy. Shake your tushy! I'm disappointed in myself. Why did I say this? Linda is at the parade, so is Blue. Big coincidence. And Blue needs to choose Linda or Jewel. And he made the right choice this time. He goes for Jewel. I don't know if I said that Jewel was also there, but she is there. So random, right? Everyone is in the same place. Blue finds Jewel and he tries to save her, but it's a trap, so he also gets caught and the criminals go straight to the airport. Linda and Tullio noticed this. I don't remember how. I'm watching the movie on my second screen when writing this, and I can't remember even how they know that they went away. So Linda and Tullio steal again. Now a big parade car. So big things happen. Linda almost drives the parade car into the airplane where the criminals are in, but she failed. So she's now crying. Blue uses his brain and he escaped and saved all the birds inside the plane so they can all leave together. They open the hatch and they just wait. Why do they wait for the hatch to open all the way up? But they're birds, they can fly just through it. But yeah, but it doesn't all matter. Nigel, he snipes Blue and pushes Jewel out of the way. Jewel breaks her wing, but hey, that's not a big problem now. The big problem is Nigel. Blue gets rid of Nigel. Now Jewel and Blue are just in the plane. Jewel falls out of the plane and Blue just jumps. Then suddenly Blue gets PTSD from the start of the movie when he fell out of the tree when he was a kid. Random, but hey, sure, a romantic moment. Blue and Jewel kiss while still falling. Super romantic, right? With the power of love and the kiss, Blue can fly. Out of nowhere, he can fly. And he carries Jewel. Earlier, it was not possible to do it, but now it is. Sure, you know, and how can Blue just fly that good so fast? He just learned to fly. Blue offers Jewel to Tullio. There's a cool transition shot where Tullio holds Jewel in her hand, and now Jewel's better again, and they can fly away. Linda and Blue go their own way. Linda stays in Rio, I think. She now works at the bird sanctuary. And the final thing is Blue and Jewel now have kids. Awesome. That was the whole movie. I hope it made sense. I didn't want to talk this much, but there's just too many things to talk about. At first, the main guy, Blue. Yes, the voice acting was good, but the character is just a loser. And I don't know if that was the point of his character, but if it was, then it was good. But he's a big loser. He can't fly, he can't talk with a girl, he's a mama's boy, and he will always talk about how amazing walking is. We get it. You don't have to make an argument about it every time. But everything changes in one heartbeat when he jumps out of the plane. He can fly, he gets the girl, and doesn't want to live with Linda anymore. And at the end, he can lift Jewel. Earlier, it was not possible to carry another bird, and now it is. And how can he fly so well when it's his first time? Yes, it is fiction, but still, is the power of Samba that good? I don't know. But I give credit where credit is due. Blue is smart and he manages to escape from multiple cages multiple times. And the other main character, Jewel. Jewel is a diva. There, I said it. She is aggressive, wants to escape all the time, and doesn't really care about Blue in the beginning. And when she warms up to Blue, I can see how she is semi in love with him. They know each other for one day. Just one. One day, one night. That's it. And like Blue, his argument is always walking is good, walking is fun. Her argument is always I can fly, I live in the jungle, I live free, so let me be free. Pedro, the red bird, this guy is annoying. He always talks about Samba, how tough he is, how he gets all the girly birds. But he is not. He's a little too energetic for me. But as a side character, he's fine. He doesn't get too much screen time. But the weirdest thing for me is the voice actor is will.i.am. And will.i.am, in my opinion, didn't really deliver. He is not a voice actor, he's a singer, and even when he sings in this song, I am not convinced he can sing. So yeah, that is Pedro, I think. I don't have anything to say about him. He's just there. Then you have Rafael, the toucan, another side character, and they meet him very early. But first you meet his annoying 5 kids. How hard is it to raise kids? And even though they are baby birds, they can fly, yes, but they're still kids. Just keep them together. Just raise them. He is semi scared of his wife. He's intimidated by her, and the kids are afraid of their mother. But yeah, that's Raphael. He knows everyone, and you're lucky to know him, he says in the movie, and he shows he knows everyone. That's cool. But he takes them on side quests that are not really necessary, like the big birth party. That was kind of random. But hey, he is romantic. He loves his wife even though the wife cannot sing. He is the best wingman someone can ask for Blue. But Blue is Blue and he just fumbles the bag really hard. I think that's it for all the birds. I don't really know if I missed someone. I guess they're too forgettable. But now the humans. Yay. Oh yeah, there's also this dog Louise. He's okay. Nothing good or bad to say. He's just there. He's slimy. I like him, I guess. Especially when he shakes his little butt at the carnival parade. But one thing I want to say about the humans. Why are the humans the weirdest thing in this movie? I don't really know why, but they all look a little off. They're all long. They are slender, skinny, and with tiny necks. Especially the background characters. The main humans have okay necks, I think. I don't remember. They're really forgettable how they look. Tulio, he got a long head. First, I thought he was Flint Lockwood. They really look similar to me. I don't know how, but why. But the long head is the least weird thing about Tulio. Why is he so obsessed with birds? I don't know nobody that's that obsessed with anything that's going on in life. But why birds? He travels all the way from Brazil to the little bookstore for a bird. Just call, send an email, send a letter. Don't just show up. It's really weird. He showed up and he's like, oh my god, bluebird. What? Bluebird. And also another question. How did Tulio find them? It's not like they're in big newsletters all around the world. Maybe they were in the local paper, but even for a Brazilian man from Rio, I think it's really hard to find a local paper from the little town in America where Linda and Blue are. You can see him as a sort of a stalker, but he's also a freak. That man is freaky. Why does this man wants to see these birds breed? And when he thinks they do breed, he walks away. Beginning of the movie, he talks all about it from, yeah, they need to be together, they need to breed, They're the last of the kind, they need to go on, they are nearly extinct. But when it happens, he walks away, there's nothing. And also, he falls in love with Linda. Maybe he's earlier in love, but you can see him falling in love with Linda. The moment she has a bird costume on, he's in love. I'm gonna say it. Some weird roleplay is going to happen between them. Just putting it out there. It's gonna happen, and I'm really uncomfortable thinking about it. So, let's go to Linda then. She can be influenced so quick. Studio shows up in the bookstore, and he says, "Yeah, I need blue, you need to come to Brazil, they are the last of the kind, blah blah blah." She's like, "No, I don't want to go to Brazil. I have blue. I like blue." But when she looks blue in the eyes, her mind changes. And she's like, "Okay, we will go to Brazil so you can get some um, bird action." Yes, I don't know how to say it otherwise without saying it, without being it weird. And another moment when she gets influenced really quick is when Fernando shows up. Fernando has the feather. He's like, "Haha, look, I have the feather. You're looking for the bird, right?" And Linda's like, "Oh my god, it's Blue Feather." And believe this kid, sure, weet je, he comes from the favelas. You go to the favelas with a kid as a white American woman. I think the favelas are not safe from everything I heard about them. Yes, it can be safe in some parts, I'm sure of that, but it's still rough and unsafe, especially when we are following bird traffickers. I don't know, man, maybe it's not the smartest decision to go as a white woman to the favelas with a long bird-obsessed Brazilian boy and a little kid in the hope that you find your bird. So I think those are the two main humans. Then there's also the criminals. The main guy, he is cool. I like his style. He looks like a villain, but I don't really know what to say about him. He's just a villain. He's just the average villain. Not good, not bad. But he has two sidekicks, and I needed to look up their names because I forgot them. There's Tipa, the bigger guy, and Armando, the other guy. They are portrayed as dumb criminals that enjoy the things the main guy doesn't, like dressed up as chicken in the parade. They want to watch football. They don't really like the crime, even though when they choose for it. What I said earlier, the Nigel eating chicken. Why are they feeding Nigel chicken? I don't know. Is meat even good for that bird? And can't you get bird seed? Because Julio has his mouth full of bird seed. So I don't think it's really hard to come by. Chicken to a bird, it's like cannibalism. And why feed it with your hand? Just throw it to Nigel, he's capable of catching it. I totally forgot the monkeys. And they're in the movie for like 10 minutes. I see why they are needed, but they are too short in it for me. I like the monkeys, they were funny. Can break dance, they party like beasts. And how do you lose a fight against birds? Just how? Monkeys have muscles and arms, so they can punch with force. Birds have wings. Yeah, they can slap it, but I don't. But I don't think they can slap harder with a wing than a fist. Yes, birds have beaks and they have sharp teeth sometimes, but I think the monkeys should have won. And you can see the monkeys are smart. They can steal from humans, but when the birds show up, they have like one brain cell shared between all of them, just like orange cats share a brain cell. So those were the characters of the movie, I think. There are a lot of side characters, like the security guard, I don't know, the hang glide guy. I can't name any other humans or characters in this movie. I'm sorry, they're forgettable besides the quote unquote main cast. I talked about the story and the characters. Now let's talk about the other things, like the animation, sound, and of course, the memes. First up, the animations. Rio was released in 2011, and the first computer animated feature film was Toy Story, released in 1995. So the technology and development of this is around 16 years, and a lot of movies that released before Rio paved the path, like Ratatouille in 2007 and Wall-E in 2008. Yes, it may not be fair to compare Blue Skies to Pixar Studios, but the animation for Rio was still not on the same level as the movies released before Rio. I will say the animation from Blue Sky improved since Ice Age from 2002. But still, Rio was nothing groundbreaking, and if you have around 10 years of development between Ice Age and Rio, I should expect that it would be better. Yeah, the animations, it was just there. There's nothing really weird, nothing really detailed, I feel like. As I said earlier, it catches the vibe of Brazil for me, and I think it is throughout the whole movie. They did that. It had a high color standard that was nice to the eye. Another thing, yeah, there are a lot of birds flying. That looked okay. It was not really anything special, not like crazy hawk dives or anything. There were just birds that flap their wings. Besides the screen and the image, there's also the sound part. And there's a lot of music. Throughout the whole movie, there is always something of music. Either it is a song or it is just background music. There is a lot of music in it. And there are a lot of songs, of course, that are performed. So you could even say the movie is a semi-musical. And that is a nice thought, I think. I think not a lot of people will think about Rio as a semi-musical. So it's a summer musical, so the songs should be a vibe. And they were a vibe. I enjoyed them. It's not bad, but it's not playlist worthy or something. It's good for the movie, but outside that, I would not listen to it. And some songs are more rememberable than others, and some parts in a certain song fell short in comparison to other parts of the song. It was good for the story. It fitted the scene where the songs were placed. So it was a big vibe. And now the sound itself, it was nothing breathtaking. I didn't really expect it that much of an animated movie, of course, but I expected even more. It felt short for me. It's just a normal sound layer, and I felt like there was not a really particular idea behind it. I think the idea was you see it on screen, you hear it. Oh, it's a little bit flat, the world. Alright, let's do a little ambience around so it will be something. I felt like they could have done more because there are a lot of moments they're in the city and you can make the city feel alive, but I didn't notice it. Or yeah, it could be me that I didn't notice it, but it was nothing special, like I said. And finally, the memes that came from the movie. Yeah, there are none. Or very, very, very little memes. I think the only me, meme is a big word for it, but the only thing they saw from Rio was that the blue birds from Rio are now officially extinct. And it is true, in 2018, they declared the birds officially extinct. And that is sad to see. But besides that, the memes the memes are not memeing. They are not that good. Yeah, I'll put a couple pictures up, a couple memes. They're just pictures for me. They are not memes. I found one video on TikTok when I was scrolling, and I found it funny. It is a weird dude. But the rest of the memes, they're not it for me. But hey, not every movie is memeable. So those were the last things I wanted to talk about. And now let's dive into my review. And now the moment I've been waiting for. It is the end of my opinion. This is all I have to say about this movie. There is a second Rio movie, but I'm not going to do this all over again because Rio 2 is way worse than the first one. Now it's time for my opinion. You could have guessed what my opinion is. For me, it was just not a good movie, or just fun movie. It was kind of fun, but just not good. It was really messy. Yes, it is a kids movie, and most things don't make sense, but it's still some things need to make sense. Someone can think the movie is good, but it's all because of nostalgia, because you've seen it as a kid, then it was fun, so now it is still fun. But objectively, it is not. Now that I'm older, I can say this movie was pure nostalgia. It is the same as I can remember. Some scenes stick with you for the rest of your life. Sure. But those things that stick don't tell a lot. The movie doesn't teach a lot, but it teaches one thing. And that is that two of the same birds, who grew up in totally different regions of the world, can still love each other. So if you have a kid and the kid is watching Rio, yeah, he will have fun. But in the meantime, go find something to do for yourself because it's not worth paying a lot of attention to the movie. So, that was my take on Rio. It's a different video than the others I made, but I'm here to talk about movies and soon I hope I can talk about shows. I made this purely because a friend of mine told me that Rio is better than Ratatouille, and it's just not. So Fleur, I won. Ratatouille is better than Rio. Maybe in the future I will make a Ratatouille video just like this one and talk about why Ratatouille is so good. But for now I will make some shorter videos. And as always, I'm curious about your thoughts. What did you think about Rio? Did you watch it when you grew up? Do you like it? And why do you like it? And when you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you next week.